Okay, candidate B, thank you for joining me today and interviewing for our TSS position.
Thank you for this opportunity.
All right, so why don't we get started by you telling me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm candidate B. I'm currently a senior psychology major at Kutztown University, and I also intern at the Valley Youth House, which is an organization that provides counsel to youth in various settings like their homes, schools, and other areas in the community.
Okay, so can you tell me why you chose your major?
Sure. I chose to become a psychology major because I was interested in learning more about the human mind and human behavior. And I also had a high interest in working with individuals who might need a little more support or services in their daily life.
Okay, what are some of your strengths and some of your weaknesses?
One of my major strengths is my conflict management skills. So in the summertime, I work as a camp counselor. So a lot of times I have to mediate with school age students. So giving them the time of day, walking them through different scenarios, and also being aware that they are younger, they're a little more immature. So kind of walking them through that process. A big weakness of mine is that I don't really like to delegate. And I struggle to ask others for help. I prefer to kind of do things myself. But I do recognize that in this field, you do need to work with other psychology majors and other individuals to have a lot of success.
Okay, can you tell me about a time you were faced with a difficult situation and how you handled it?
Sure. As a camp counselor, one of my students left the supervised area. I could tell that they were visibly upset. So, because of my strong rapport with the student, I was able to go over, figure out what was wrong, and have that educational conversation with them, letting them know why they shouldn't leave this area, the safety risks that could come with that. And I was able to work with them to figure out the best solution for them, which was connecting with other students and connecting with other camp counselors that they might feel comfortable with. That way they could kind of work through some of the issues that they were having.
Okay. Can you describe a time, candidate B, when you exercise leadership in a group or a team setting?
Yeah. This year at Kutztown, I volunteered with the Community Outreach Center. So I was tasked with running our social media and coordinating our Fall Fest event, which we ran as an organization and donated all of our proceeds to the children's home in Reading. So I was kind of tasked with making sure that our social media was up to date, that I was reaching out to different clubs and organizations on campus for donations and for volunteers with the event.
Okay. Tell me about a recent project when you were criticized. What was the issue involved? Who made the criticism and how you handled it?
At my internship at the Valley Youth House, I was given the task to create a presentation to highlight the organization and the services that were offered. I had an opportunity to meet with my supervisor to receive feedback, and they shared with me that they'd like me to kind of change up the visual aspects to make it look a little bit more appealing. I handle this as a professional. I took this as an opportunity to learn and grow from it, and ultimately, it's a presentation to highlight the organization so my supervisor would know best how that should be presented to everyone.
Okay. Just two more questions. Can you tell me about a recent project you had to plan? What went well? Might you have done differently next time?
Uh, as a volunteer for the Community Outreach Center, we hosted a dodgeball tournament on campus in coordination with the Boys and Girls Club. So I was tasked with determining an appropriate amount for students to pay. That way, the fundraiser could benefit the Boys and Girls Club, which we determined would be $5, which we thought was reasonable. But I also worked with staff and faculty to coordinate this as kind of a class project to give extra credit to students for giving their time outside of the classroom. And I also worked over social media to promote the event. Um, an issue that came up was that we were having problems with our credit card chip reader. So we just used a personal Venmo to kind of work around this and then found a way to write a check and donate that to the Boys and Girls Club.
Okay. All right, last question for you. Why should we hire you over the other candidates we're interviewing?
I recognize that as a recent or future graduate, I mean, I have the most experience as other individuals that may be applying for the position, but I feel that through my internship and volunteer opportunities that I bring the best qualities to bring to this position.
Okay. Thank you very much, candidate B.
Thank you.